Welcome. In this playthrough Marvel Champions the Card game, we have Hawkeye teaming up with Spider Woman taking on Taskmaster in Scenario 3 of the Rise of the Red Skull. So we've taken down Absorbing Man, hopping our Quinjet back to Avengers Tower, but things are a little bit different. And then we get shot down by Taskmaster. So with Absorbing Man in S.H.I.E.L.D. custody and Madam Hydra in the wind, you're flying back to Avengers Tower to plan your next move when all reality is changed in a flash of yellow light. When you reach New York City, you're shocked to find Avengers Tower emblazoned with the Hydra banner, but before you can process what has happened, an explosion rocks your Quinjet and you crash land in the city. On the ground, you found that all of New York is under Hydra rule, anti-hero propaganda is plastered on every corner, and squads of Hydra soldiers patrol the streets. They are led by the notorious Taskmaster, Hydra's new chief of police. He's going door to door, hunting down heroes and locking them up. He fired the surface-to-air missile that brought you down and now is searching for you. So for our villain deck, we have Taskmaster 1 and 2, Schema 1, Attack of 2, Force Response. After a player changes to hero form, they discard the top card of the encounter deck, take damage equal to the number of boost icons on that card, 13 health per player. Second version, Schema 2 goes up a little bit. Same ability down here, but it also has deal each player an encounter card and 16 health per player. Then his main scheme, it's going over setup. Then here we've got set each captive ally side out of play. So we have 4 allies we could potentially set free. Search the encounter deck for Hydra Patrol and put it in play and shuffle the encounter deck. Hydra Patrol. Coming in with 2 per player. When defeated, each player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a Hydra minion and puts it into play, engage with them, then shuffle the encounter deck. Then for the encounter deck itself, we've got the Taskmaster set, Hydra Patrol, Weapons Master, and Standard set. And also included with that, we're going to have our 2 experimental attachments from our first battle and take our new campaign cards and bring them in. So we've got our villain set up. Now our heroes. We have Hawkeye with his bonuses, give him +4 hit points and +1 recover. And then we have Adrenal Stems, which we can use to ready him and heal 5 damage. And with the +1 recovery, we'll have a recovery of 4. Weapon of choice, as an action, spend 1 resource of any type. Search your deck and discard pile for his bow and add it to your hand. Hand size of 6. Then we've got a thwarter 1, attack of 2, and defensive 1 with a quick draw as an action. Exhaust him to ready our bow and a hand size of 5 on this side. So starting with 13 health. Then Jessica Drew, she has +2 hit points, +1 thwart. And if needed, a laser cannon to deal 5 damage to the villain and each enemy engaged with you. So recovery of 3, double agent using 2 aspects. I'm keeping leadership on him. I'll go over deck construction at the end of the video. And with her, Justice, and I've changed over to Protection to see how that works out. So her action is look the top card of any deck, hand size of 6. Then she has 1 for thwart, attack, and defense. Superhuman agility. You play an aspect card, she gets +1 thwart, attack, and defense till the end of the round. Limit once per round for each aspect, and a hand size of 5. And to help my memory, I'm just going to throw another token out here so I can remember I've got something to do when I add threat. And I'll put some tokens here, because whenever I flip to hero form, bad things are going to happen. So we give the encounter stack a final shuffle, along with our hero stack. And we'll start with 6 cards. See, we've got Expert Marksman, that's a keeper. Black Knight, Make the Call, another Expert Marksman, Squirrel Girl, and a Cable Arrow. And I will discard these 3. Open for some big resource cards. Well, we found her bow, so Make the Call and a Sonic Arrow. Then for Spider Woman, final shuffle of her cards, then drawing 6. Momentum Shift, Daredevil, Captain Marvel, Spycraft, Strength, and Clear the Area. And I hate to discard 2 allies already, so we'll just discard those 2 cards. Another Clear the Area, and contaminant immunity. So we're ready to get started. Go ahead and put our bow in play. So it gives us +1 attack, and each of our arrow attacks gains ranged. Go ahead and flip over, which means we discard the top card of the encounter deck and take damage equal to that. So got lucky there, no damage. Well, put an expert marksman in play. So we can, as a resource, exhaust this to generate a wild resource for an arrow event. And Squirrel Girl will do the same thing. Then we'll play Sonic Arrow, exhausting both of those to pay for it. Exhaust our bow, confuse an enemy, and deal 3 damage to it. So he is confused and takes 3 damage. And Hawkeye will swing for 3, down to 20. Then we'll flip Jessica over and take 2 damage, down to 11. We are +1 thwart, so we are going to go ahead and thwart for 2. Then we're going to clear the area. It's a hero action, remove 2 threat from a scheme. This removes the last threat on that scheme, draw a card. We've got a couple things going on here. We played a Justice card, so we get our +1 bonus. We get to draw a card, finding Agent Coulson. And each player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a Hydra minion, puts it into play, engage with them, and shuffle the encounter deck. Well, so we've got Hydra soldiers, which I definitely don't want, because when you defeat them, you get an encounter card. And they were on all the bottom. Now I'll probably shuffle them all to the top. So we've got a Hydra regular, Insight 1. When this card is revealed, see, are we actually revealing here? Each player, we're just putting them into play, so they're not revealed. So their abilities will not trigger. So that makes it easy. We'll go with a Hydra regular, since this only happens when they get revealed. And we'll see if we've got another one of those. There's a Hydra Hunter, which should be coming up later, I'm betting. So they gain piercing and ranged. There we go. So we'll shuffle this and put our encounter stack back in play. Then we will bring in Agent Coulson with these. Actually, no, we won't. Not just yet. We're going to clear the area again. Move 2 threat from a scheme and draw a card. Finding our self-propelled glide. Now we'll put Agent Coulson in play with these 3. After he enters play, search your deck and discard pile for a preparation card and add it to your hand, then shuffle your deck. Well, here's one in my hand, which is why I made sure I put 2 of those in my deck. So I think my other preparation card was green. Yep. Nope. Yes. Defensive stance. So give this another good shuffle. So we'll go searching for our defensive stance, but we're going to use that to put Spycraft in play. Play only if you control a spy character. Fortunately, she is an Avenger and a spy. As an interrupt, when you reveal an encounter card, discard Spycraft. Cancel the effects of that card and discard it. Then reveal another card from the encounter deck. Then Agent Coulson will ping away on one of our regulars here. And we'll end our turn. Getting 5 cards. Quinn Carrier, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, U.S. Agent, our Quiver, and Mockingbird. Then 5 cards over here. Finesse, Clear the Area, Momentum Shift, Nova, and Contaminant Immunity. So 2 threat up here. And I remember, after resolving step 1 of the villain phase, each player in hero form must choose to either place a threat here or take 1 damage. We'll place the threat. I just hate defending when you only have 1 defense. So we'll take it, a base 2, 3 damage with our own criminal past. Down to 10. Then we're just going to let that guy hit us for another 2. Same thing over here. Base 2, 3 damage coming in, plus another 2. So 5 going down to 6. That's 8 and not 18. Then encounter cards. When revealed in hero mode, you are stunned. Doing damage to your hero. 2 damage instead if you were already stunned. Down to 7. And Treasurer's Training Camp, or Taskmaster's Training Camp. Force response after a minion enters play, give it a tough status card, and this comes in with 4 threat on it. And next turn. We are going to, let's see, we're going to put Finesse in play. Solstice to generate a wild resource for an aspect card. We've got 2 thwart. So we'll knock that down. Then we're going to clear the area. Using this to pay for it, remove 2 threat. Taking everything off of there. Allows us to draw a card into For Justice. Then Coulson's going to swing for 1 on this guy. And we are going to flip over. All right. Definitely putting that out. I want that, but also want an ally in play. We're going for the early game setup. We're putting in the Quinn Carrier. Play only if your identity has the Avenger trait, which we do. And as a resource, we can Solstice to generate a wild resource. So we'll go ahead and do that to put our quiver in play. We may play arrow events attached to this card as if they were in your hand. So hero action, Exhaustus, search the top 5 cards of your deck for an arrow event and attach it face up to this card. So looking for 5 cards. All right, so we've got 2 vibranium arrows and an electric area. So that stuns an enemy, which would be awesome. And I think right now that's what I'd rather do, get him stunned and confused. So this is an attack. So first thing we need to do is attack with Hawkeye to get rid of stun. Then we'll play this, 2 resources. Soul-Star Bow, stun an enemy, and deal 3 damage to it. So stunned and confused, down to 17. And that will end our turn. I'm going to go ahead and keep both of those, drawing 4 more. So Night Nurse, Conspicuous, Spider-Man, and an Energy Barrier. 5 cards here. We already know what some of them are. So 2 Strength in Numbers with no allies out. 2 Vibranium Arrows and Earth's Mightiest Heroes. So 2 threat will take us up to 6. And with our damage where it's at, it's going to go up to 8. Then he wants to scheme and attack. So Confused and Stunned, my favorite team up. This guy will attack for 2, taking us down to 5. Counter cards. Put my reminder over here. Let's see. Photographic Reflexes. Attach to Taskmaster. When a player attacks Taskmaster, prevent all damage that would be dealt to him, and deal an equal amount of damage to that player's identity instead. Then discard this. Ooh, that's nasty. Then, ooh, it's going to happen twice. So it's only once per attack. So the next 2 attacks we do is coming right back at us. And he swings for 3, so we don't want that happening. But we will swing for 3 on this guy. Those cards really ruined my hand. Big damage. So we are going to look at our next 5 cards. We've got a cable arrow. Which we'll go ahead and use. Remove 3 threat from a scheme. Exhausting our bow. And flip over. She'll use her power to see how much this is going to hurt. For 3. Ah, goodness. All right, so we're going to recover for 3. Then flip over and take 3. So I didn't even move the dial. So there's that. And we're going to bring in an energy barrier for 2. It's protection. So it gets 3 counters. When we would take any amount of damage, remove a counter from there, prevent one of that, and deal it to an enemy. So Agent Coulson is going to swing for 1. Which triggers this. Which means we take a damage. Which means we'll put it on here. And he actually takes it. I think that combo works. Yep. And he's out of the way. Then we're going to play another protection card, bringing in the Night Nurse. She gets 3 counters. We exhaust her, remove a counter from her to heal damage from a hero, and discard a status from it. Then we're going to play another aspect. Hero action, thwart, remove a total 3 threat from among schemes in play. And that's everything we're doing here. Hawkeye's great hand. When it comes to arrows, yeah, we can only play 1 because we're definitely got a heal for him. So we'll keep this. Drawing 5. Wow, where'd all my allies go? Power of leadership, downtime, genius, rapid response, and a sonic arrow. Then 5 cards over here. Her glide, finesse, Clea, energy barrier, and her apartment. 2 threat comes out. She's going to choose to take a damage, then deflect it, which is not an attack, so he'll take it down to 15. Scheming over here for 1. So up to 5. Attacking over here, we're defending. So base 2, so 3 damage. Good, no damage on us. Encounter card time. All right, he found a combat knife. So it gets +1 attack. We can spend a mental and physical to discard it. It gains piercing. And here, Weapons Master. Villain attacks you. If he has a weapon, which he does, it gains surge. We're going to say no to that and hope this isn't worse. Captured by Hydra. When revealed, place 1 random set-aside captive ally face down beneath this scheme. When this scheme is defeated, the player who defeated it takes that ally into their hand and removes the scheme from the game. It's got acceleration on it. Comes out with 5. So we'll take one of these. Yeah, I don't think I shuffled these. So these are captive allies we can get. And first player. We are going to bring in finesse with these two. Another resource production. Then we're going to use those to bring out an ally. So 1/1, 2 health. When she's defeated, shuffle her back into our deck. Flipping over. Take a look, see how much this is going to hurt him. So just 1 damage. So we use the Quinn Carrier to bring out downtime, giving us +2 recovery. So now we have a recovery of 6. And we'll recover up to 11. Then we're going to flip over, taking 1 damage. Use our quiver. Finding an electric arrow. So that stuns an enemy. Oh yeah, before all this happened, she was going to attack for 1, which pings it back here, which pings it back over here. Knew there was another reason for putting her in play. We're going to keep the electric down. Then use a sonic arrow out of her hand, using these to pay for it. Exhaust his bow, confuse an enemy and deal 3 damage. Down to 11. Then with the power of leadership, assuming we'll get an ally at some point, rapid response. After an ally you control is defeated, discard this, put that ally into play from your discard pile and deal 1 damage to it. And ending our turn. So we're going to keep the cards we have in our hand. Drawing 5 more over here. Pheromones, Brother Voodoo, Genius, Energy, Energy Barrier. Awesome. 3 cards over here. War Machine, Strength of Numbers, and a Helicarrier. 3 threat. We'll take the damage down to 9. Scheming over here. Take Confused. Attacking over here, defending with Clea. So base 3, 5 damage. And after she's defeated, she gets shuffled back into the deck. So got that good and shuffled. Counter cards. Mimicry, or an alter ego. Discard the top 5 cards of your deck. Thwart card was described this way. Taskmaster schemes. So 1. All right, thwart. 3, 4, and 5. So just 1, but that's all it takes. So he's scheming for 2. So 10 out of 24. Then on this side, he's got a shield. He's got Retaliate. It's a hero action. We can exhaust a hero and spend mental and physical to discard it. And first turn. And how many do I have out here? Yep, 5. So we'll go searching for an arrow. We found an explosive one. We are going to bring out War Machine with those 3 and the Quinn Carrier. He comes out with toughness. His basic attack gains range, so Retaliate doesn't go on him. Thwart of 2, an attack of 2. We're going to play Strength in Numbers because I want to keep that tough on him. Exhaust any number of allies you control. Draw 1 card for each one exhausted. So drawing into a Make a Call, which will come in handy soon. So we're going to use our arrow with these 2. Exhausting our bow, deal 6 damage to an enemy. This attack gains piercing. Down to 5. In order to do what I want to do, I can't use her to heal. So we're gonna, well, we'll see what's coming up next. Yep, we'll flip over. So 0 damage. So bring in Brother Voodoo. Protection. Using Finesse. So after he enters play, search the top 5 cards of your deck for an event card and add it to your hand. Shuffle your deck. So we've got our glide. All right, I guess it's going to be a glide. And yes, shuffle. So got that shuffled. Then he's going to thwart for 2. But he takes 2 damage for doing that. But then we can thwart for 3. And we rescue Moon Knight. So 0 cost ally, thwart of 2, attack of 2, 3 health. After you play Moon Knight from your hand, spend a wild resource to draw 2 cards. Oh, unfortunately it's not a aspect card. Well, we don't have any wilds, but he's coming in. And the thwart problem is scary. So we'll drop that by 2. Then we're going to do some pheromones. Stun and confuse an enemy. And put in an energy barrier. Using Finesse to help pay for that. And I think that's all the damage we can do this turn. So, ready your cards up. We're going to keep what we've got over here. So, 4 more cards. Endurance, Avenger's Tower, Strength and Power of Leadership. And 4 more over here. Clea, Power Protection, Momentum Shift, and a Venom Blast. So 2 more threat, up to 10. Hawkeye's going to say, add a threat. She's going to take the damage, and by take it, we mean redirect it. Down to 4. Attacking here, lose stunned. Attacking over here, War Machine jumps in. So base 3. +1, so 4 damage to get rid of toughness. And counter cards. Another captured ally. And another captured ally. We'll take, well, I guess they are tough because they do have acceleration. And first player. We are going to bring Clea in for free, basically. So that's our 3rd ally. Then she's going to thwart for 1. Brother Voodoo's going to thwart for 2. And then Moon Knight's going to thwart for 2. Brother Voodoo is now out, so we'll just transfer that damage over. Oh, and these do get removed from the game. And we saved Shang-Chi. If you play him from your hand, we can spend an energy resource to stun an enemy. Yeah, we'll do that. I wasn't going to be able to play Venom Blast this round anyway. So we'll spend an energy resource to bring him into play. And stunned. We'll make some more room, just cover them up. Then he will thwart for 2. Then I want to look through my discard pile over here. So I've got two. I want to get another ally over here. She's already got two allies. I don't want her to get another one. So she will thwart for 3. And then bring in an energy barrier. Hawkeye is going to make a call, pay the printed cost of an ally in any player's discard pile, put that ally into play under your control. Guess I could have put my allies back on top. So we had U.S. Agent, Mockingbird, Squirrel Girl, Black Knight, but I need one with 2 thwart. So Mockingbird gets the phone call. We need to pay 3. 1, 2, 3. Thwart of 2, attack of 2, 3 health. When the villain initiates an attack against you, spend 1 resource of any type and return her to her hand. Prevent all damage from this attack. But she is coming in and thwarting for 2. And Hawkeye is thwarting for 1. So he can find an ally. And he found Elektra. After you play Elektra from your hand, spend a physical resource to deal 3 damage to an enemy. And we can pull that off. So we'll use our wild for physical. Deal 3 damage to an enemy. I'm losing space here. Guess see if I can move some cards out. And then she is going to attack for 3, which is a bit overkill. She does get retaliated on, so she's taking 2 damage. And the first version is done. On to 2. When revealed, deal each player an encounter card. And what was his health? 16 per player. So 32. And really want the Avengers Tower. But we're going to spin that to put Endurance in to help her out over here, to give her +3 health. Taking her up to 9. Then we'll use our quiver, 2, 3, 4, and 5, to see if we've got an arrow. We've got an explosive one. So we've got 2 explosive and 1 electric. So 1 stuns, and the other hits a lot of different people. And he is already stunned. So I'm going to hold on to them for a better opportunity. So we'll flip over and end her turn. Got a pretty nice board going on here. We're going to keep momentum shift. Drawing 4. Power protection for justice, quake, and the power of justice. And 6 cards over here. That's a problem. So shuffling. And we're going to get 1 more card. Two Earth's Mightiest Heroes, Energy, Wonder Man, Vision, and Hawkeye. So we found all our allies, now that we have a board full of them. Start of turn, 2 threat, up to 10. She'll choose the damage, redirect it, down to 31. Then attack, scheme, stunned and confused. And encounter card time. Not looking good. All right, a Hydra Soldier. All right, not terrible. Hydra Hunter. He schemes. 1/2. If you are in hero form, take a damage, otherwise place a threat on the main scheme. So all in all, we're getting 3. Then, Hunted by Hydra, Insight 1. That adds another threat. When revealed, each player in hero form takes 1 damage and discards 1 card at random from their hand. All right, 1 damage over here. Redirect. And we had such a good hand here. All right, we are losing for justice. And last one, Hydra Sidearm. All right, so he's just loaded up with weapons here. And first player. Well, we're flipped over. No sense in not healing. So just go up to our max of 13 because we're recovering for 6. Then we're going to flip over and take 1. Then Hawkeye will test out his quiver. We found an electric arrow. But we were going more for an explosive one. So we will pay for this with one of our marksmen. Deal 3, we'll choose a player over here. Deal 3 damage to each minion engaged with that player and also the villain. So 3 out, 27. Their arrow attacks have range, so Retaliate doesn't hit us. Elektra will swing for 3, down to 24. And she's out. We are going to bring in Hawkeye for 2. All right, so this is a different version. Kate Bishop, thwart of 1, attack of 2, 2 health. It's an action. Exhaust this ally, discard a card from your hand. Deal X damage to an enemy, where X is the number of printed resources on that card. But we are going to make our Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Exhaust an Avenger, character you control. Ready another Avenger character you control. What did I do with the arrow I used? There it is. Okay. So that did exhaust her bow. So we are going to, let's see, exhaust him to ready. Mockingbird will attack to give her the soldier, which brings out an encounter card over here. And we're going to play an electric arrow using our Quinn Carrier and our other marksman, exhausting our bow, stun an enemy and deal 3 damage to it. Down to 21. And we will Earth's Mightiest Heroes again with War Machine to ready. Exhaust him to ready her bow. Use her bow using Wonder Man and Vision to pay for it, exhausting it. Stun an enemy. 5 damage if he's already stunned, so he's already stunned. Down to 16. And once again, Retaliate doesn't matter because we're shooting from far away. So I think that was a pretty good turn for him. So for Spider Woman, oh yes, He is going to flip over. Or did he already this turn? I don't remember. We'll just keep him there then. We'll flip her over. Here eventually. First, momentum shift, playing a green card. Heal 2 damage from a hero, deal 2 damage to an enemy. So we're going up to 11. He's going down to 14. Retaliates. Energy barrier. We'll just go ahead and get rid of 1. To redirect it back for 13. We will bring in Quake for these 2. So that's Justice. 4-1 attack of 2. After minion schemes, exhaust Quake to deal 2 damage to that minion. Actually, nope, can't bring her in. I'm at my limit. That means Moon Knight will thwart first. Or do we just want to go damage? 14 out of 24. Yeah, I guess we're attacking. Down to 11. Now we can bring Quake in. Attack for 2, attack for 2. So 4 more damage, down to 7. And then she will attack for 3, down to 4. And Clea stays for defense. So I think that's everything we're going to do. The 5 cards. Squirrel Girl. Genius, make the call, strength in Earth's mightiest heroes. And we'll go ahead and discard that to draw 5 more. Heroic Intuition and Black Widow. Get ourselves an encounter card. Do some shuffling. All right. So we're getting 3 more cards. Momentum shift, pheromones, and more pheromones. 2 threat, up to 16. We'll take a damage and redirect it. Down to 3. Attacking here, stunned. Attacking over here, Clea jumps in the way. So brave of her, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. And more shuffling. So we've got her in here. 1 encounter card. Acceleration token. More shuffling. All right. So over here, captured by Hydra. So that's the last one. Then Shadow of the Past. The Viper comes out. Scheme of 2, attack of 2, 5 health. While the Viper is engaged with you, your hand size is reduced by 1. Viper's Ambition. Place an additional threat per player on this one. So we're getting 4 on that. And you got it. More shuffling. All right. Power Gauntlets. After you attach villain attacks and damages you, discard 1 card from your hand. You just load it up. And Hawkeye's got a criminal past. So we are going to choose not to flip and discard his bow from play. First player. So We're going to bring in Heroic Intuition, giving us +1 thwart. Using Finesse for that. So we have a thwart of 1, 2, 3, 4. Thwarting for 1 there. Then we're going to do a Momentum Shift. Heal 2 damage from your hero, up to 13. Deal 2 damage to an enemy, down to 1. He retaliates, and we are going to take it. Shang-Chi, attacking for 2. Quake, attacking for 2. War Machine, attacking for 2. Viper is gone. Hawkeye, thwarts for 1. Saving the White Tiger. To play her from your hand, spend a mental resource to remove 3 threat from a scheme. But no sense in keeping it on. He will attack for 3, taking down Taskmaster. So we got a pretty good engine going on in this one. So Protection and Justice worked all right for Spider Woman, and Leadership. Once we got some allies out, these cards are pretty good. So our victory. Each player who rescued 1 or more allies from the Taskmaster encounter set adds those allies to their deck and records their names in the campaign log. So we have Spider Woman, who came out with Shang-Chi and Moon Knight. And Hawkeye has Elektra and White Tiger. And now for deck construction. For Hawkeye and his Leadership, 2 Power of Leadership, 3 Strength in Numbers, just to help us get some card draw, hoping we get allies out. 3 Make the Calls to help us get some allies out. And then Black Knight, U.S. Agent, Hawkeye, Squirrel Girl, Wonder Man, and Vision, and Rapid Response, in case we need to bring one back in. Then for our basic cards, we've got 3 Earth's Mightiest Heroes, of course our 3 resource cards, then more resource generation, Quinn Carrier, Helicarrier, Avengers Tower, War Machine, and then Endurance and Downtime. And Spider Woman, her Justice side, 1 Power of Justice, under Surveillance, Heroic Intuition, Spycraft, 3 Clear the Areas, 2 for Justice, Spider-Man, Jessica Jones, Agent Coulson, Daredevil, and Quake. And Protection, 2 Power Protection, 3 Energy Barriers, 3 Momentum Shifts, a Night Nurse, Defensive Stance, Clea, Black Widow, Nova, and Brother Voodoo. And just the 3 basic resources. So that's deck construction for Spider Woman and Hawkeye. And as always, I hope you enjoyed this playthrough. If so, please click on the like button below and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.